everybody. That made me so happy to see all these t-shirts. I'm gonna put you, let's find all these t-shirts. We're gonna wait just a minute, Travis. I gotta do something for a minute here. I gotta look at all these t-shirts. Hold on, take a look. Okay, let's keep going. I'm trying to find you all.
Julie has hers on. Melinda.
I'm trying to find everybody. Look at all these.
Julie. Angela Badaluca has hers.
Oh my God, I love it. Look at all this. Oh, you guys, this is so great. Look at all these. Here's Bernie. Oh, it's so beautiful. I don't know who I'm missing, but let me just take a moment to just tell everybody, look at this. Did I miss anybody? Who am I missing? Oh, I don't know. I don't know who I'm missing, but look at these beautiful shirts. There is a story behind the No Bullshit t-shirts, and it is so beautiful to see you all wearing them. Let me tell you the story real quick. Okay, if I can contain myself. Okay. It's so beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Hi everybody. I'll wait. I gotta wait a minute, but welcome everybody. Happy Tuesday. Glad you're all here. If you're new tonight, everybody starts out. I'm totally shaking. It's just so beautiful, you guys. Everybody starts out muted, and you know, I need a minute. I gotta catch my breath, guys. So are we ready for some comedy? I can't quit. I need you to just go ahead and introduce Kyle. Can't hear anything. Can we hear you, Art?
Know what he's doing. Yeah, there we go.
What was that?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know, why don't you just go ahead and finish what you were doing there?
That's really beautiful, you guys. So there's a story behind the No Bullshit Hugs. It's my favorite thing to see is everybody in those shirts. Sorry. I didn't expect that. Okay. Well, if you're new tonight,
Take a breath.
Thank you, everybody. So, the story behind No Bullshit Hugs. So there was a saying in my house growing up with my kids that we don't give bullshit hugs in this house. And, you know, there came an age where our son, Devin, gave really stiff hugs, really awkward, stiff hugs. And, you know, we'd say, what kind of hug's that? We don't give bullshit hugs here. But he was kind of an awkward hugger, and there was a stage where it was really tough to get hugs from Devin. And on May 28th, 2016 was, we were at Dorky's Arcade, and Lori Dersh got a picture of us together with Devin, and it was right after he gave one of those awkward hugs to Dad, to Tim. And Tim said, what kind of hug is that? Give me a real hug. And Devin gave him a full-on, really powerful, strong hug in that moment. And it was so beautiful. And in that moment, Tim will describe it much more beautifully in that he really recognized Devin towering over him and being so strong. And he was 30 days clean that day. And we were happy to have that moment. And 6 days later, he passed. And a year after he passed away, it was June 3rd. And a year after, we had a tree planting party. And all the kids in recovery came over, and all kinds of battlefield families came over, and we all planted the tree. And we started sharing stories. And the common denominator was Devin and his awkward hugs. And that's when Tim shared with everybody the no bullshit hugs story. And so then all the kids started hashtagging no bullshit hugs on Facebook. So it just kind of became a thing. And so then we had these t-shirts made, and it just does my heart good to see. And I just appreciate you all. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Thank you. And yeah, that's the no bullshit hug story. So, life's too short for a bullshit hug. So take the time to give a real hug to your loved one, because you never know. You never know. So thanks, guys.
And we do still have some available, you guys. So you can message me, or you can message Angie and see if we've got some sizes available for you. We can send them out.
Yes. Thank you, Kristen. So Battlefield Mom Group. Battlefield Mom Group tomorrow morning. Every Wednesday at 11 o'clock. We have a 1 hour every week where we get on Zoom. We just have our coffee together. Whether you can just pop in here or there when you can, or if you're there every week, we welcome everybody. So if you haven't been yet, please join us. You're in good hands. We're a great group of moms that are just like you, and we'd love to have you. And we just take that hour to talk about the night before and the group and the message, and get to know each other. So we'd love to have you, and join us tomorrow. So with that, go ahead, Art.
Kyle's corny comedy.
All right, let's get some comedy. Where is he? I'm looking for him. Let's see.
Right here.
Okay, there you are. I'm gonna put you on
Okay. All right.
Funny.
I'll mute you guys. There's a lot of background noise going on there at the rebuild. Okay, go ahead, Kyle.
Okay. What is red and also bad for your teeth? A brick. Bobby knows what I'm talking about. My brother and I, we had a heated debate earlier, and he still thinks that he won. The last thing that he said was, nothing rhymes with oranges. But it doesn't. I got to hear them laughing. You got to unmute the basement crew. I got to hear them laughing. Okay, that's my cue that was actually a worthy joke.
All right, guys.
Okay. Did you guys hear about the kidnapping over at the elementary school? I mean, it's okay now. The kid woke up. Speaking of kidnapping, fun fact about my life is one time I was kidnapped by a gang of mimes. Mimes. Yeah, they did unspeakable things. The last thing that my grandfather told me before he kicked the bucket was, hey, how far do you think I can kick this bucket?
Yeah.
Okay, last one. There are 3 types of people in this world. Those of us that are good at math and those of us who aren't. That's it.
That was good. That was great, Kyle. And you don't see all the emotions like I do, but everybody's reacting in their own quiet way with the emoticons.
For those who don't know, Bobby once had an intimate relationship with a brick in his face, so that's why he wouldn't understand that joke.
Thank you, Kyle.
Yeah.
All right, we're ready, Art. We're gonna put you on spotlight. Let's give me a second here to take Kyle off and put you on. All right, go ahead.
You know, there was we came into this house, you know, spent 8-9 years of doing this business and really trying to figure this thing out, how you would go about is it sound good? Ange?
Yes.
Sound good? How you would go about the business of helping somebody that was, you know, coming here and just trying to get sober and just trying to change their life. And I've always been looking into what this is about. And of course, you know, when you first open it up and you see all the stuff about connection and how connection is the cure for addiction and connection is the opposite of addiction and love and all this stuff, there's this real assumption that I think people have that it's on us, that if there is addiction in the world, it's on us to connect with those addicts, and it's on people to connect with those addicts, even though they're in active addiction. And somehow if we connect with those people or if we love them, somehow that's the answer for them. And it took me a long time to figure out that, yes, the answer for addiction is love and connection, but no, it's not on us. Meaning it's not on the people that aren't in active addiction. It's not on the family members. It's not on everyone else to actually do this. It's on, now, if any one of us want connection in our life, any one of us, human beings, then we have to do the work to be available for connection. We have to do the work to connect with people. That's what we have to do. And that includes drug addicts. It will not work that as drug addicts, we can have connection and love in our life without, we need to mute whatever it is. And there's a background. What we have to do, we have to understand that it's not easy. It's not on everyone else to connect with us. It's not on everyone else to just look at us and go, hey, I'm going to do all this work and try to love you and connect with you. You just continue to do drugs, or you just continue to be an asshole, or you just continue to be a dick to me or be mean to me. And I'm just going to keep trying to connect with you. And then it's on me. It isn't that way. As human beings, if we want connection and love in our life, we have to see what's blocking connection and love. We have to look into it. I've done a study here since I've been at this house of what people come with and what they show up with and what they leave with and what happens in between. And this thing that we are not available for connection and how this happens, you know, and I looked into it because even me, I get to this point in my life where I'm experiencing love and I'm experiencing connection, and then something happens. Something happens while I'm not experiencing love and I'm not experiencing connection. And what eventually shows up in those times when I can't receive love and I can't receive connection, in those times I've looked into it and I'm protecting myself. In those times when I can't receive love and I can't receive connection, I'm protecting myself. So then I started thinking about it. I started thinking, what am I protecting? You know, there's this thing that's shown up lately, and I don't, you know, it's very different from when I was a child. It's called a safe place, a safe space. You know, when I was a child and I was in elementary school or I was in junior high, if my father said, don't go to that place, it's not a safe place. That meant people had pistols and people had knives and you were going to get your ass kicked. Meant you were going to get beat up. You were going to get hurt if you went there. It wasn't safe. Now we've changed piggybacking off what Sam kind of said last week, we've kind of changed safe place to mean somebody's going to be mean to you. Somebody's going to disagree with you. Somebody's not going to like your opinion. Somebody's going to have something other than they're going to confront you. They're going to make you be truthful. They're going to confront you. And we're calling that unsafe. Now, I know everyone can say that there is certain topics that we want to bring out in safety. We want to bring out in privacy and confidentiality. We want to talk about those with people, but we've over exaggerated this thing to the point where we cannot seem to talk in a group if it's not a safe place. Where what are we worried about if it's not this? There's this idea that everything we say needs to be agreed with. So I really started looking. I started looking at, is that Woofy?
Yeah.
So I really began to look into what am I protecting? So I can be laying in a bed, I can be sitting in a room, and I'm cut off from connection. And then I concluded that the reason I'm cut off from connection and the reason I'm cut off from love is that I'm protecting myself. And then I came to the next conclusion. One, I'm cut off from connection and love because I'm protecting myself. And then two, there was no danger. So I'm cut off from connection and love, and there's no danger. What then am I protecting? What am I doing that I can't be available for love, that I can't be available for connection? And I'm sitting in a room with people and I'm saying, don't touch me, don't look at me, don't talk to me, because I'm doing something here. I'm busy. And I figured it out that I was busy, and what I was busy doing was protecting my image. In all of these cases where we say we're protecting ourselves, we're not protecting ourselves. We're not protecting our legs. We're not protecting our body. We're not protecting our safety. There's no unsafeness. There's nothing to protect ourselves from, but yet our heart is closed and we're protecting ourselves. So I figured out that in my time when I'm not able to receive love, when I'm not able to connect with people, it's because I'm goddamn busy worrying about what I look like, or worrying about what I might look like, or worrying about what I looked like yesterday, worrying about my image. So you come here today and you can't connect with me and you're not able to connect with people because why? Because you're thinking about your fucking image. You're thinking about what you look like to those people and what you look like to these people and what you look like being here. And you say, no, I can't talk right now. I'm worried about my image. And that's what we're protecting. We're protecting the fact that we do not want to be wrong. We want our opinions all to be agreed with. We want people to like what we like. We want people to say what we say. We want people to be just like us. We want people to say everything you say is perfect. You know, we'd never be upset and angry if we weren't wrong. We would never be upset and angry if it wasn't about us being right. So our whole thing, we get cut off from love, and I'm sitting here not being able to receive someone touching me. Don't touch me. Why? Because I'm worried about what I look like right now. I'm worried about my image. And not what I look like right now. I'm not worried about what I look like right now. I'm worried about what I look like yesterday. I'm worried about what I'm going to look like tomorrow. I'm worried that something could happen and now I look stupid. I'm worried about my image. So what we're protecting and what we're worried about in these safe places is not our body, not a threat to our health, not danger, nothing. We're saying, I want to be in a safe place where nobody disagrees with my image. Nobody makes me look bad. Nobody confronts me. Nobody says, you're wrong. Everybody says, you're perfect. Everybody says, no, you're right. Everybody says, hey, that's great what you had to say, even if it isn't. So we're not even protecting the truth. We're not saying the truth. We're not confronting the truth. We're saying it's a safe place. Nobody confronts the truth there. Nobody calls you out on your bullshit. You can speak and say bullshit and everybody will listen. And everybody will congratulate you for it. And everybody will say, thank you for sharing. I say leaders are created by unsafe spaces. I say you want to be a leader? You're going to go through a lot of unsafe places. You're going to go through places where people confront you, where people tell you you're full of shit, where people say, shut the fuck up, where people say, no, you're wrong. And here's why. And they make you see why you're wrong. And you have to admit it with humility. And people confront you always and say, no, we're not going to support your bullshit. You're going to man up. So as you come here today, you are in this room because you lack connection. And you lack connection because you can't be in this room. And the reason you can't be in this room is because you're too goddamn worried about your image. You ain't worried about your heart. You ain't worried about your feet. You ain't worried about being attacked. You ain't worried about getting something to eat. You ain't worried about your safety. You ain't worried about your money. You ain't worried about other people's money. You ain't worried about your property. You ain't worried about paying taxes. What are you concerned with? You're worried about your image. So here you come, you sit, and you go, no, I can't connect with you. I have my image to deal with. I can't look bad. I can't be wrong. I can't open my mouth and say something and have you confront me and say it's not true. So rather, I'll sit here and look good. And then we won't connect. Don't touch me. Don't hug me. I got to worry about my image. I always looked into these conditions of what it is to find love and how do you connect with people and what conditions arise. And I always said, I think it's truth and presence that arises when you're with somebody. But there's another caveat to that. It's truth and presence without concern for image. It's having this space where there's truth and presence with no concern for what we're going to look like tomorrow. No concern for what we looked like yesterday. So we have to see that what's blocking our connection and what the work is to see that what we're really protecting ourselves from has gotten so hypersensitive, so crazy, that we're protecting ourselves from actually looking bad in any way to the point of paralyzation. To the point as human beings, we are paralyzed. We can't create. We can't self-express. We can't have an idea. We can't put anything out there. We're to the point of paralyzation. I'm paralyzed because I'm too worried. See, and people go, I'm not worried about looking good. Bullshit. You don't want to look bad. Anybody can tell me they don't want to look good, or I'm not worried about looking good, but try to tell me that you're okay with looking bad. You ain't. You're spending your time. You can't even concern with looking good anymore. You're too goddamn worried about looking bad. It ain't even anymore about, well, I'm not trying to look good. I'm not trying to buy a car and look good. I'm not trying to buy new shoes and look good. I'm not trying. I know you've given up. Because if you try to look good and then you end up failing, you're too worried about looking bad. So you get to the place you don't even try anymore. You get to the place where you say, I'm not even going to raise my hand and try to look good. But now you pawn it off. You say, I'm not going to raise my hand and say the answer. I'm not going to raise my hand and talk because I'm not trying to look good and talk. No, you ain't raising your hand because you ain't trying to look bad. You're worried about embarrassment. You're worried about looking bad. So we always say people are highly concerned with looking good. No, that's wrong. They're highly concerned with not looking bad. People on here tonight, they want to say something, but they won't because they don't want to look bad. So it ain't just us that got it. Everyone got it. I have it. You have it. We all have it. And the work is to say, I want to get rid of it. I want to see it. I want to see that I'm sitting here clinging to my image to the point of paralyzation, to the point where I can't connect with you. Because right here, as I try to connect with you, my image comes in and asks me if I'm saying and doing the right thing and if I'm looking good and not looking stupid. And it's really concerned, and it's right here. To the point I can't even talk to you. To the point I don't even know what's true anymore. To the point I don't even know what's true anymore. I don't know if I'm saying this because I want to not look good, or if I'm saying this because I want to not look bad. If I'm saying this, why am I saying it? To the point where we're safe places now, where places that aren't safe have now existed, but the places that aren't safe have nobody getting hurt. No bloodshed, no fights, no body damage, nothing, and we're calling that place unsafe. How is it unsafe? Really? How are we being hurt? So we see this all the time. Like me as a counselor or something, I need to create a safe place for people. No, I don't. You guys need to be confronted. We need to be confronted on ourselves. We need to have bullshit come out of our mouth and have people tell us it's bullshit. We don't need safe places. We don't need secrets. We need the truth. Tell the truth, whatever it is. It's fine. Nobody cares. So this idea that it's somehow on everyone else in the world to connect with you and it's their fault. They've done something. Oh, I'm an addict because I don't have any connection. No, you're an addict because you have too much protection. Nobody can connect with you. No matter what they do, they try to take you out to lunch, they try to do stuff with you, and you just think about drugs. And you think about your image. And you do drugs to stop thinking about your image. And so everyone's trying. Everyone's trying to connect with people. Everyone's saying, here I am, dude, let's talk. Present love, here I am. I'm present with no concern for image. Are you? There's love. I'm truthful with no concern for my image. There's love. I was hurt by people when I was younger. There's the truth. Okay. I went through trauma when I was younger. Okay, cool. We love you. Sweet. The truth is a safe place. I've never seen a point where somebody told the truth and had anybody hurt them over it. Ever. I've never seen it. I've seen people tell the truth in a room and get loved for it. I've seen people tell the truth in every room I've ever been in. I've seen people tell the truth and get loved for it, get connected for it. I've seen people say their truth and have everybody in the room cry. Now, I've seen people concerned with their image and talk, and it's all bullshit, and everybody rolls their eyes. So I've seen it. I've seen it. And safety is in telling the truth. Wherever you're at, to whoever you can tell it. And there's an idea here. You have to actually see that predominantly most of your day is spent trying not to look bad. And because of that, you're always worried if you look bad. And so if at 8 a.m, somebody did something that maybe was kind of making you look stupid, you think about that all day and you can't connect with people for that day because you spend the day trying to justify what you said, justify what you did and rationalize and then blame somebody for what they did and what they said and how'd they do that. And you missed a whole day of connection because you're worried about looking bad at 8 a.m. and you can't get over it. And I ain't saying to anyone in this room that I don't worry about my image. I see it. I just admit I worry about my image. I don't want to look bad either. And it sucks. And it is a full-time job trying to not to look bad. It's a full-time job trying to look good. But I've had connection and I'm available for connection and I've worked my ass off to get it. And connection only comes without concern for image. That's why when we do drugs, we feel good. Because the concern for our image goes away and we get freedom. Freedom is only freedom from one thing. All freedom is freedom from concern of image. That's what freedom is. Look, if you're at the Super Bowl, but you're concerned with your image, is that freedom? If you're making love to a woman, but you're concerned about what you look like, is that freedom? It don't matter where you're at. If you're concerned for now, if you're skydiving and all you feel is the skydiving with no concern for image, that's freedom. So freedom is only freedom from one thing. This thing right here that is so goddamn worried about us looking bad. And if it goes down for a second, we have fun. If it goes away for a minute, we laugh. If it goes away for a second, we connect with people. And you have to see the issue here. You want connection in your life, earn it. Earn it. Practice presence. Practice breaking through your image game. Practice. Feel what it feels like. Understand the reason you're upset is because somebody made you look bad. You are too worried about looking bad. Look. And so you're pissed off all day because you think it's a hit to your image. You hit in the eyes of the world, I don't look cool right now, so I'm pissed all day. You look. You see what's in the way of why people can't connect with you. You do the work. You say, I want connection. I want love. And when you say that, you're going to have to do something about it. I don't care how many times people love you. You don't take it. You know how much love was there before you did drugs? A lot. A lot. You know how much connection was there? But just think about it. We were kids and we were free of the image game and we were having fun in life. And then all of a sudden life changed and we started worrying about what we looked like in the eyes of the world. And when we started worrying about what we looked like in the eyes of the world, the pressure began to build. And then the pressure built, the pressure built, the pressure built, and then you did drugs. And for the first time, you experienced freedom again. So what we're doing here is learning to take breaks from the image game. Learning there is no threats. We are always in a safe place. We can always say the truth. People will always respect the truth. People will always cry when you tell it. People will always love you when you say your truth. But make sure it's your truth. Make sure it ain't some bullshit. Because if it's bullshit, they'll always know. And they'll roll their eyes. We always know when somebody's trying to look good, somebody's trying to not look bad, and we always know when someone's telling the truth. And when people tell their truth, other people cry. And it's safe. But if you want to go somewhere and say some bullshit and have people clap, it ain't here. It ain't here, and I don't think it needs to be anywhere. You want to go places and say truth, make them cry right here. Tell me the truth, I'll cry. So love is presence and truth without concern for image. Here I am. Are you? Are you present without concern for image? Like Soldier? Present with counsel? Or are you present with concern for image? And this is the work. It's on us. It ain't on society to try to connect with you better. They tried. You ended up in a closet, hiding, dark, smoking meth. They tried to connect with you. You went to oblivion and nodded off and fell asleep. How could they connect with you? You did psychedelics and were off on your own trip in another land. How could they connect with you? Now it's time to wake up. You want connection? Work at it. You want love? Work at it. You want to be cared for? Care for others. You want to be loved? Love someone else. You want to connect? Connect with someone. This is hard work. This is the work of recovery. This is what we're doing here. Putting our image down for a second, like the shield, saying, I don't need this anymore. I'm going to put it over here. And I'm just going to tell some truth and see what comes up. It's too many people want to enable addiction. So then they think it's on them. Oh, my kid must be an addict because I didn't connect with him. I don't know. All these people in Seattle, these poor people in Seattle are homeless because they're not feeling connected. Go try to connect with one of them. See how it works out for you. See if you'll have your wallet at the end of the day. Go ahead. Go ahead. Pick one of them up, drive them in your car, put your wallet on the dashboard and see if it's there when you're done. See if it's a good talk. They have to do the work. They have to get sober. And they have to do the work to be able to be available for connection. There's nothing we could do. Feed them, they'll eat the food and go do drugs. Give them a sleeping bag, they'll stay warm and do drugs. Give them a clean needle, they'll do drugs with it. But get them sober, teach them to connect, that's how you help. Off drugs. Put the image down. Stop trying to look so cool. Stop trying to fucking not look bad for a second. Stop trying to hold up your image and not say the truth and say something truthful. This is tough stuff. Safe place. If I would have told my dad it was an unsafe place, 1984 when I went to junior high, or 86 when I went to junior high, and said, Dad, I tried to talk at school, but it was an unsafe place. I don't even know what he would have said. Was there pistols there? Did you get beat up? No. Anyone knife you? No. You didn't get your arm broke? No. What'd they do? They told me I was wrong. They laughed at me. They laughed at you? That was unsafe? Yeah, I don't like being laughed at. So, well, what the hell? Jesus. And I get it. There's topics that I'm not talking about. There's things I'm not talking about. There's an exception to everything I'm saying. So please don't try to get me and say, well, what about somebody that was hurt, molested, raped? No, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. I'm not. I'm talking about just being able to talk like adults. I'm talking about disagreeing on politics. I'm talking about being able to have somebody else in a room with a different opinion and not going off the rails. I'm talking about people calling you on your bullshit when it's bullshit. Unsafe. People playing a victim in a room. And I'm talking about a room that people say, no, man, you're playing the victim. Man up. Be responsible. And people call that unsafe. People say I should be able to go into a room and play a victim. Say how bad I got it and have people listen. No, you shouldn't be able to do that. Because somebody's got it worse than you. And they should be talking and not you. So whatever room you're in, saying how bad you got it, find somewhere else where somebody's got it worse than you and let them talk. And you just shut up. This ain't that. This is actually, hey, listen, I need to get better. I need to be stronger. I need to connect with people. I need to be tougher. I don't want to be a victim. I want to own a home. I want to have a life. I want to lead people. I want to be powerful. Victims are created and victims are there in real safe places. Leaders are in rough debates. Leaders are in tough conversations. Leaders are called out on their bullshit and confronted. I'm glad I had the people, and I respect the people in my life that confronted me, that didn't allow for me. Because it really felt to me that those people that expected more of me respected me. And because they respected me and expected more from me, they called me out every time I was full of shit. And every time it hurt. But when I look back now, I can see where I was full of shit. But I couldn't see it at the time. It just hurt. It sucked. But I look back now and I thank those people and I respect them. And I have very little respect for the people that when I was complaining, they stood there and let me and said I have it bad. Those are also the same people that enabled my addiction and loaned me money every time I needed it and paid my bills when I wanted it paid and helped keep my addiction going for years. What you've had to go through to get here, there was people in your life that put you here. And the people that put you here have respect for you. You want to help an addict? Get him sober, into treatment, get him sober, and get him learning how to connect. The only way. Because that's right. Connection is the answer. That's right. But you can't connect with somebody that's protecting themselves. All right. I'm done.
It was so good. What a great message. Everybody needs to hear this message. Okay, we're going to open it up. Any comments, questions, need for clarifications in any way? And new people, we'd love to meet you. And the way that you let me know that you have a question is there is a raise your hand feature on your device on Zoom, and you just raise the hands, the reaction hands, and then I'll know. And if you can't figure out that feature, just simply unmute yourself, wave your arms. Just be patient for me to find you. There's a few screens to go through, so I don't see everybody at once necessarily. So let's open it up. Who wants to start? And who's new out there? We'd love to say hi. Who's first? What a beautiful group out there tonight. I have to say, I really noticed everybody was really paying attention tonight. It's beautiful to see. So share your thoughts, guys. Don't be shy. All right, Kristen, let's get you unmuted.
Hey, how does this have to deal with the parents? The same thing? Like like I know I wasn't honest and authentic with my kid. Like, and I think that buried him in his addiction. I didn't want to confront it. I didn't want to talk to him about it. Right? It's kind of, it's the same as the addicts.
I would say that most of it is about parents not seeing, or I would say maybe gaining the humility or the understanding that most of their dealings with their kid are also made, the majority is predominantly part of the image game. And the question is, what do I look like as a parent of an addict in the eyes of the world? And what do I look like of a parent that created an addict? And what does this mean about me? And what does it mean about the way I parented? And what does it mean about the way people think of me? And I want to keep it quiet. And I don't want to tell anyone about my kid who's an addict. And I want to keep a secret. And I want to try to cover it up and not let other family members know. And that's the exact way you keep addiction going. Addiction, to end it, needs truth and a spotlight, and it needs everyone to know. But what stops people from letting everyone know is concern for image.
Mm-hmm.
And so you want to connect? Yeah, you got the same difficulty. Everybody on here tonight, everybody in this room and everybody on Zoom has to do their own work to see in their life when they can't be touched, when they can't be connected with, when they're stuck in their head. And I will tell you that when you're stuck in your head, look, you're worried about your image. You're worried about whether you were right and they were wrong. You're worried about what you're going to look like if this thing happens. You're worried about what you're going to look like if everybody finds out about this thing happening. You're worried about, what you said in a room full of people. And if everybody thinks about it, that you're great for saying it, or if anybody thinks you're bad for saying it, and what your work looks like, and is all your coworkers liking your work. And that's what we're up in our head about, our image. And when I can't be touched, and I say, wait, I can't be touched right now because I'm concerned about something and I'm thinking heavily about something. It's something to do with my image. Well, I can say it's about other people. I can say, well, no, I'm just too concerned with the kids in my program. But I think more so, I'm concerned with what the parents of the kids think if I don't do a good job. What do they think about me if I don't do a good job? If I don't get through to this kid, if I don't make it happen, what does my image do? Are they going to think poorly of me? Are they going to think not highly of me? Am I going to look bad? That's the real concern. Let's be honest. This idea, if I were to go, no, I'm not concerned for my image at all. It's just them. I just worry about their lives. That's the bullshit people let people say. No, we are, as human beings, we are highly concerned with what we look like in the eyes of the world. Let's be honest. And so for the parents, I would say this is a big one, because having an addict kid is a ding, right? You know, it's a ding on the scorecard in the eyes of the world. It's actually beautiful. It's actually the thing that makes families better. It's actually the thing that makes us do the work. It's the thing that makes us connect. It's amazing, but people take it as a ding on the scorecard. And it's crazy. It's insane. It makes us better.
I would also say that maybe I wasn't so concerned about what other people thought of me, but what my husband thought of me and what my kids thought about me. Well, she must be, you know, that my mom's a bad mom, or, you know, my husband, she didn't do a good job raising our kids. He didn't. That's not what but that's what I thought it was going to be.
I would say a little closer, though. You weren't going over the neighbors and yelling, "My kid's an addict."
Sometimes I wanted to, when those moms would post the pretty pictures of all their kids and how pretty and all how they were doing, I wanted to go, my kid's a heroin addict. Straight A student, my kid's a heroin addict. I never did it, but I wanted to.
It says my kid's on the honor roll, but there isn't one. My kid's on fentanyl.
No, Tanner wanted to make a bumper sticker that said, my kid's a straight A student at Lakeside Milam.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, you get a new Winnebago and you park it out there in the front of the driveway and you shine it up and you wash it with a big brush and you get that Winnebago all washed up and the neighbors see it, but you kind of keep your addict out of the driveway, you know? You bring that kid inside, cover him up. Yeah.
Winnebago.
Yeah.
That's great. Thanks, Art.
All right, this is great. We have lots of people in line, so this is awesome. So Kim was first. So Kim Zello, let's get you on Spotlight.
Hi, Art. I was wanting to know if you could share more with us. There was a comment you made about you respected the people who would tell you what was what, but you didn't so much respect the ones who would just agree with you or give you money all the time. Can you share a little bit more about that?
And by the way, it won't let me spotlight you without your camera on. But
Oh, okay. That's all right.
all right.
I think Sam was great last week when he said,
We're having a hard time hearing. We're having a hard, something happened with the microphone.
okay, can you hear me now?
Yes,
Okay.
I think.
I think somebody's just unmuted and it's hard.
Only Kim and me. I can't hear you.
Well, I'm not talking. Now I'm
Oh.
talking.
Okay.
I think Sam was right on when he said that we need a dose of vitamin no. And I think that what I mean is I respect the people. I didn't like the people back then that told me no. I didn't like you. I wasn't happy with you. We weren't really friends at the moment. It wasn't fun. Like, you didn't tell me no, and then me and you hung out when I was in addiction. I hung out with people that told me yes. But if you told me no, I look back now at the people that told me no, and I see their strength. I see what they were doing for me. And I respect that, you know, and I have a lot of respect for people that can take the pain of me when I tell them no and hold the line, because it takes some security. It takes people to be secure in themselves, because when you start telling somebody no, like an addict or a kid, they start using how bad you are as a person. They start getting personal. They start saying, and that stuff starts like really, and I really respected people that it didn't phase them when I told, like, Mom, I hate you. And she goes, I don't care. I like that, you know. And if I said, Dad, I think you're a shitty dad, he goes, no, well, I think you're a shitty kid. And that was all I got. And I love that. And that's what gets people sober, is that accountability. That's it. So we don't love the people that tell us no. We respect the people that tell us no. We don't connect with the people that tell us no, but we respect them. And we then try to connect with the people. And that's the problem, is the people telling us yes, they want to connect with us. And we use that leverage to get what we want, because we know they want to connect with us and they have to take what we give them. So we leverage that connection for financial gain and more drug use. It's great. That's all.
Thank you. That was really good. Thanks.
Thanks,
Thank
Kim. Good to see you. All right, Jackie Hopkins is next. Let's get you unmuted. Can't hear you yet, Jackie. Let's see.
Hi. Hi, Art. Hi, Angie. Hi, everyone. This was something I really needed to hear tonight, and I'm glad I tuned in. But I'm thinking about all of those things and what you said about respecting someone that challenged you. And I have to say, in my relationship with my son, I've done the full gamut. I mean, there were times where I confronted him. There were times where I enabled him. There were times where I walked on eggshells just to not get him upset and make him go and use. So I guess my problem has been I haven't been able to stay consistent. And now, because we've been under this for 7 years back and forth, and the connection is lost as I see it, my last conversation I had with him was like, what can I do that I haven't already done? How can I help you? I have no idea how to help him at this point. He's been in and out of jail. He's back in again. He's got mental health issues as a result of his use. And I'm just at the point where I feel like, how would I feel if this is my last conversation? You know, that guilt. And so I really don't know how to interact with him. I've lost that connection and even knowing what to do, I guess.
I'm going to say something, Jackie, and I don't know if my mother would have had a chance ever. I think part of the issue that happens is we have a society of young men who take their mothers for granted and who treat their mothers without a strong father or somebody that could like make sure this kid treated their mother with respect. The disrespect that's given to mothers by young men is at an all-time atrociousness. I mean, it really is. And I tell you, my father stayed alive for the last 7 months of his life because I think he knew this. I think he knew if it was just left up to me and my mom, I would have used everything against her, her love against her. I would have used her love for me against her. She would not have had a chance no matter what she did, because I would have constantly took her for granted and never, ever given her a shot. And as long as I knew that my mother, that I could not talk to my mom for 6 years and then just come back into her life and win her back over, I would have just kept doing it. I mean, I think it gets to the point with a mother and a son, it gets to that kind of point where what would you do if you had a husband or a boyfriend that was behaving this way? You would have to end up never speaking to them until like they also say that connection is the opposite of addiction, but also I think motivation for an addict to stop is really the conclusion that comes about when an addict thinks the connection is lost, truly lost. And then they have to do something to gain it back. You know, in a lot of relationships between men and women, it's a power struggle. And as long as a man thinks he has the power, he just acts terribly until he maybe cheats or get caught cheating or does something, you know, and now he's bringing the flowers and it ain't her birthday. And, you know, and then this is the kind of like power hand relationship thing that's going on. And I don't know, Jackie, and I don't know, like you said, you've done the full gamut. I don't know if there's anything you can do. I mean, I don't know for sure. I'm not telling you that. I don't know the case, but I don't know a way for you to be that would stop him from taking you for granted.
Yeah.
That he just counts on you to be his mom, no matter what shit behavior he's up to. And I think, and if you're not giving him money, and if you're not enabling the situation, what can you do? You see, other than some kind of conclusion that you would say something to the effect of, I got to move on. And have it be true that you have to move on for your own safety, for your own life, for your own mental health. I can't. I have to move on. And that maybe would prompt him to go, wait, don't move on. I want a mom. I mean, I don't know for sure, but you see what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah, I do. And that's a good point. I
Yeah,
think that's been going on, and I'm just ready to let things play out the way they're supposed to or the way they're going to, because there's nothing more really that I can do that I haven't done. I've written letters. I've done everything. I've attended these meetings consistently for the most part since 2017, just to make myself better. And I think I've come a long way, but I know I'm not there. I still worry about my image, everything that you were talking about. I still worry about that and what I look like. And in the long run, it doesn't even really matter, you know. It really doesn't. So I appreciate that.
And really look, I mean, who in the world could connect with somebody that's behaving the way your son is behaving? I mean, do you think he's available at 8 p.m. at night to sit down at a candlelight table and look across the table into somebody's eyes and connect with them?
No.
Yeah.
So no matter how great that moment, you look him in the eye and he looks you in the eye, it's not going to occur until he's sober and humble enough to admit that his life's in some type of devastation and he needs help.
Right.
All right. Thanks.
Agree.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm really glad that you piped up, Jackie. I can attest, and I can attest that she has done everything right. So, all right,
Yeah.
Jackie. We'll talk more.
Okay.
And there is an issue, just a heads up, Travis. I mean, we're not going to stop the show here, but there is an issue going on with the sound, and I don't know why that is, but it's kind of going in and out. But we're going to move along. Angela Badalucco, did you go somewhere? Where'd you go? Did you change your mind? And then, okay, we'll go right to Chris. But Angela, if you still have a question, you were next, and we'll get you after Chris. Just pipe right back in. Let's mute Jackie. Chris McCaffrey, let's find you. Can we get you unmuted?
I think I'm unmuted now.
Hey, welcome. I'm glad you made it on. We have a consultation booked tomorrow.
Yes, we do.
Yes, very good.
So this is my first time in this meeting, and I'm not sure. My wife and I went to Al-Anon for 3 years every single week when we saw the writing on the wall with our son. And I'm not sure if this is like Al-Anon for the format, but I guess it doesn't matter. But so my son's in the hospital right now, second time in 2 weeks. He's totally in psychosis, using meth and also high concentrated, THC stuff, dabbing. And he went off the rails. He's been doing it slowly for 4 or 5 months. So we're calling tomorrow to find out, when he's getting out of the hospital. He's on a 72-hour hold. And, I talked to a caseworker today connected to our insurance, and they suggested that we leverage his wanting to get a ride home. He doesn't live at our house, but his car is parked at our house, and he's an hour away. Leveraging that by saying, hey, the doctor wants you to get an injectable, antipsychotic, and we want you to do that before we give you a ride home. So I don't know if that's a strategy or that's a mistake, but and I don't know if this is the forum to ask that in. But thought I'd jump in.
First of all, nice to meet you, Chris.
You too, Art.
If you ask if this is something like Al-Anon, maybe if you consider opposite something like Al-Anon. Yeah.
Well, that's one of the things that attracted me because I told Angie, I said, from what I read and YouTube and everything, this sounded like more of an action type group versus just patting each other on the back and saying this is terrible and commiserating together and saying we hope that it all ends out well, but we know it won't for a lot of the kids. But
premise here, Chris, is that there is massive amount of work that the family needs to do to not make mistakes. And mistakes, I don't know about enabling, whatever people call it. I just say that as families, when addiction shows up, we can pour gasoline on a fire and make it really, really a lot worse. And we have to get the gas can out of your hand and show you the right steps to not make it worse. First of all, how do you not make it worse? And then after you learn that, and after you don't make the mistakes that everyone on here has already made, now you have this group and they're going to tell you about their mistakes, not so that you can commiserate. They're going to tell you about their mistakes and be honest with them so that you can actually not make them. And so you can say, somebody can say, don't do that. It doesn't work. We tried that. Don't send them to grandmas. That shit don't work. Grandmas never works. It's never worked in the history of grandmas. So don't send them here. Don't do this. Don't do that. And then when you meet with Angie and you do this, there's going to be an action plan. There'll be a plan put together. And we believe that every case has a different action plan. And in that action plan, if you put it together and do the right steps, you will eventually pat out the fire. You will eventually get it down to there's not much could go on there. It can't keep burning. We've limited the resource. We've cut off the airflow to the fire. We've done all these things. And now we've gotten to a position where there's only one option. Our kid needs help. And he chooses that option. So we know how to do that. And that's what you're going to learn here. And you also can make friends with a lot of these people. They're not going to tell you that you did right when you didn't do right. They're going to tell you when you're screwing up, which is what we need. This ain't a safe place. I mean, really, this is a place where you can't just say things that aren't true and have it work out. It won't. And so you're in the right place. Meet with Ange. That's the first step. I'm not going to answer your question tonight because we don't just take a snapshot. We want the whole picture before we start making moves.
All right.
And for me to advise you without looking at the whole picture would be negligent.
I understand. It's funny you mentioned grandmas because we sent him to Uncle Dan's and that didn't.
Oh yeah, Uncle Dan either. Yeah,
that did not work.
Uncles are a little worse because they'll end up hating your kid at the end. He probably stole his shit. So yeah, uncles are worse. Yeah, grandmas they still
tried that.
The grandmas still love their kid. They just want their necklace back. So yeah.
Thanks, Chris. Glad you're here. Look forward to talking tomorrow.
Thanks, Angie.
Yeah, you bet. All right, Angela's back. All right, let's do it. Let's get you unmuted.
Well, a lot of my comments or questions was answered when Kristen and Jackie were speaking, so I lowered my hand. But now I thought I'd touch base a little bit on my thoughts about that too. The whole thing with your image and stuff. I feel like that might be the case with my own child, but I don't feel like that was the case with me once I hooked up with you all. Years ago, I remember the one thing that was told to me was silence feeds addiction, and I took that to heart and talked to just about anybody that would listen to me about my son's addiction, because never knowing who might be able to help you. Although I found the most help through Battlefield. Just so sorry it's so far away. But I feel like I don't care what I look like as a mother, because I feel like I did a fairly decent job. For whatever reason my son became an addict. I don't know. I have assumptions, but I don't bet money on that. But I do feel like you guys have taught me a lot And do I always stick to the plan? No. And I'm probably going to reach out to Angie before long for another coaching session. So that's all I have to say. Thanks.
So
We
glad
also, she's also a heavy Pittsburgh Steelers fan. So
yes.
I mean,
Yeah, Angela's from West Virginia. She tunes in every week, has been for a long time. We love seeing your face. It's late there too, and she always tunes in. Always
Thanks,
good
Angela.
to see you, Angela.
Sometimes I nod off. Sometimes I nod off.
Yeah.
I'm from Ohio, but I've been in West Virginia for 30 some years. So I still consider myself a Buckeye, but I like the Steelers.
Oh, yeah.
So we've got West Virginia represented. Chris is from California, who we just met. So we've got other states represented. Okay, who's next? Who else out there has thoughts to share, questions you've got? Now's your chance. We have about 10 minutes left, so plenty of time.
I want to really urge people, and I stumbled upon this. I mean, I'm serious. I stumbled upon this, and I came to this thing that happened to me because for the most part, I have found a way to live for the most part during my days where I'm available for connection. I've also been able to experience love, and what I've learned about experiencing love and being in this experience, and then what I've learned is what shows up when I can't. When somebody is trying to love me and I can't receive it. When somebody is trying to connect with me and I can't do it. And I've learned what I'm going through when that happens. You know, sometimes when I'm really concerned with my image and then somebody goes, "Do you want to talk?" For me, no, I don't even want you coming around me right now. I'm too concerned with my image. I need to sit here and focus on how I look right now. I need to try to work it out in my mind, how I'm going to look better and how I'm going to come out of this right. And what I'm going to say to this person that I'm fighting with about why they say I'm a bad person. And I'm trying to tell, right now I'm busy. I'm trying to tell this person I'm a good person and they're disagreeing with me. So I need to fight with this person and you all just kind of back off. I can't connect with you. And I really started looking into what was going on with me when I said I'm in protection mode, when I wasn't present, when I was somewhere else, when I was worried, when I was unavailable for someone to touch my back, when I didn't like the feeling when somebody was, touching me or wanting to hug me. And in all those times, what I discovered, and this is recent, what I discovered in all those times is, in those times, I was highly concerned and fearful that I might look bad in a situation. That somebody might be talking negatively about me, that somebody might be saying I'm not a good person, and I'm having to negotiate this and worry about my image. Somebody might tell me I'm wrong, and I might be fighting with them, telling them I'm right. I might have said something, in a group the night before and worried that it didn't look good. And I'm telling you, when our heart is closed, when we are protecting ourselves, look at what's going on in your head. And I will argue almost predominantly 100% what will be going on in your head is you will be worried about what you look like, worried about if you're right and someone else is wrong, worried about what is going to what happens if you get fired from your job, and what are people going to think, and what are they going to think if you're broke, and what are they going to think if I'm in this program, and what are they all looking at, and how do I get a girl, and what is this girl going to think about me when I'm in this program? And it all is about our image. And when we say I'm protecting myself, right now I feel myself in protect mode. We're never guarding against a knife. We're never guarding against a pistol. We're never guarding against a fight. When we say protect ourselves, we mean I am worried you might make me look bad. I am worried you might say I'm wrong. I am worried you might tell other people I'm bad. So now when we say we're protecting ourselves from people, what we mean is we're protecting ourselves from people that might say things about us. That's the insanity. This is how deep it's gotten. We're insane. I'm insane. Maybe you guys aren't. I'm sorry. Don't mean to put my stuff on you. Maybe it's none of you. Maybe you guys got your image all hemmed up, you know about it all, and you're just free all day. Yeah. Maybe you don't worry. Maybe you don't even look in the mirror. You just get ready and walk out and don't look in the mirror and shit, I forgot to get dressed today. I'm so not worried about what people think. I'm just gonna let it hang out today and walk around the street. I doubt it. I doubt it. I bet you got up. I bet you looked in the mirror. I bet you checked your teeth to make sure there's not food in there. I bet you looked at what you look like. I bet you looked at your wardrobe. I bet you wondered what they thought when they were going to see you in your wardrobe. I bet you wondered what it looked like when you pulled up in a shitty car. I bet you worried that if you pulled up in a shitty car, you parked that thing down the street. When you pull up in a nice car, you park it right front at the valet. Come on. Roll up to the valet in an 82-cent hot Nissan Sentra. Come on. You'd be on meth for sure. Meth's the only thing that let you do that. You ever see the duct tape on the car? Yeah. Parents out there, if you see duct tape on a car, that person's on meth. For sure. 100%. Yes. Duct tape is not supposed to be on a car. Yeah. If they break their window out and they put plastic over it, that's drugs. You're supposed to go to the window shop, not drive your car after you break the window. You know, if you have a donut on your car and you're not driving to Les Schwab, you're a drug addict. You know?
All right. We've got Sherry. All right, Sherry.
Hey.
Hi.
So I think the question is, you're talking about catching yourself. When you're catching yourself in that moment where you're thinking about your image, how do you then, or what would you do when you're then going, okay, either to your family member or whomever it is and say, hey, look, I need a minute. I'm trying to like get myself into the right headspace. Then you get to the right headspace and you're like, look, okay, let's have that real conversation. How do you then start the engine again or start that going again so you can have that real conversation?
Yeah, I'm not here with the answers really. Like, I mean, you know, I feel bad. Like I'm in that mode of protecting myself, and, you know, through the work, it's lessened through understanding that I'm in that mode, through the understanding and looking at it that I'm in my head, and why I'm in my head and why I'm lost in the future or the past, or why I'm stuck thinking about something is because I'm thinking about something with some high concern for what it makes me look like. And I get in that mode and I haven't really found how to just teleport myself out yet. I'm stuck, just like most people are stuck. What I do say is that I get truthful with it right there. I get truthful with what's going on with me. I don't try to hide that it's going on. I don't try to say, no, I'm fine. I don't try to do anything like that. I say I'm stuck and I'm really concerned right now about this. And then I'll even take it one step further and say, and it has to do, I'm really concerned about this kid in the program. And then if I got honest, I'd have to say, and I'm concerned about what it makes me look like as the person running the program, really. And so that's fine. And then I just stuck there and I can talk it out. And as I talk it out and I get it out of my head, I work towards freedom. And then all of a sudden, usually you fall asleep or something happens and you wake up to freedom. You kind of wake up and now you're available again. I'm just saying, take a look at when you're in it or when you're not in it. Just look at when you're stuck and when you're not stuck. And I will argue that when we're stuck and we can't really function good and we're not producing and we're not creating and we're not working good and we're not doing anything, I am saying we are stuck on our image. That's it. And then you just understand that and be truthful with it. And I think that's humility, to admit that I'm not this person that's some saint worrying about other people, that I'm actually worrying about other people only when it pertains kind of to my image and how it ties back to me. And then the process of looking at how it ties back to me. Why is this upsetting me? Why? What is this thing? What am I upset about? And I say, if you really look closely and challenge yourself, it'll always tie back to what it makes you look like. And you just learn this. And as you learn it, it eases. You start traveling a little lighter with it. You start seeing it. But to me, it's really predominant here. It's really been predominant in the last 7 months of my life. So I've really got to see it. And it's predominant with these kids here when they're stuck in their head. They're stuck in their head because somebody told them they're wrong. Somebody said something to them that they didn't like and it made them look bad. Somebody told them that the mirror in the bathroom that they cleaned isn't clean enough. So they have to clean it again. And that pisses them off because they like to be the person that looks like they clean the bathroom better than everyone. Somebody tells them to do their laundry. By the way, they get upset when somebody tells them to do their laundry and they need to do their laundry. It's not like you would get upset if somebody goes, you need to do laundry, and you didn't have any laundry to do. That'd be insane. You'd go, why are you telling me to do laundry? But we're like, you need to do laundry. And then they're like, this idiot keeps telling me to do laundry. Well, you need to do laundry. But we've gotten hypersensitive because it's not that they're telling me to do laundry. It's like, who is this person to tell me what to do? And then they judge that person and their qualifications of what it looks like in the eyes of the world to be told what to do by this person. You see, if I go tell them to do laundry, you know what they do? They do their laundry. It's like, but you're telling me to do laundry and you don't qualify. You're not cool enough in the eyes of the world. You need to be cooler, and then you'll be able to tell me to do laundry. So really the upset isn't even that they're told to do laundry. It's being dominated by somebody that they don't think that should dominate them. And by dominate, it means they're telling me I'm wrong and that they're right. And so this could piss somebody off for a week. Well, why are you pissed off? Well, last week on Monday, they came and told me to do laundry. I don't think this person's qualified to tell me to do laundry. So I'm pissed because it makes me look like shit. But they don't trace it back, and you got to trace it back. Why are you pissed? Clearly, I need to do laundry. Clearly, it's the right thing to do, but I'm pissed. Oh, I'm pissed because because it really makes me look bad in the eyes of the world that this person tells me what to do. Yeah, it's deep.
Thank you, Sherry. Hey, Art, we're down to the last couple minutes. So let me just remind everybody, if anybody wants to see if we have a no bullshit hug in your size, you can reach out to Kristen. She's your girl. And Art, if you want to close it down.
I just say, take a look. Really take a look. Take a look at what we're calling safe and unsafe. Take a look at if any one of us in the last year of our life have ever truly even been close to an unsafe position. And a lot of the kids that are here, they might have because they were in a trap house or they were living on the streets. That's where it's unsafe. But if you're in a home and you're with family or you're here and you're with anyone, it's a safe place. There's food. You're not going to get stabbed. Nobody's going to hurt you. There's not anyone trying to cut you with a knife. Nobody's trying to eliminate you from the earth. It's safe. And I just say, take a look at what we've gotten to and how hypersensitive. And this is me. I hate being wrong. I hate looking bad. I admit it. I'm willing to admit that that's predominantly what I focus on in my life. And that I'm trying to get to freedom. I'm trying to get to a place of freedom where there's no concern for image and I can live free, connect with people, be present without concern for image and be in love. I'm working at that. Let's work at it. And that's all I'm saying. And I'm saying the way that you work at it is you see when you're closed off. You see what's on your mind. What's on your mind when you can't be present? What's on your mind when you're thinking? And I say, what is on your mind is concern for your image. I say, what is on your mind is worry if you look bad. Worry if somebody else is making you look bad. Worrying if you could look better in another way. If you would have said it like this, then you'd have looked better. You ever get done with a fight and go, I should have said that. That would have really got him. I would have looked like a hero. Then you end up saying it later and it just doesn't have the same flair to it, So that's it. And so our resentments and our stuck in our head worries, they're coming from, oh, I didn't look good in that situation. This person must not know who I am. They must not have enough respect for me, or they must not have this, and they tried to dominate me. And I will not be dominated by that person. And it's about being right. And it's about not wanting to be wrong. And this is what traps our attention and our awareness. And this is what closes us off from love and connection. This shield of our image being put forth in front of connection, in the way, and saying, I can't connect with you right now because I'm blocked thinking about me. I can't connect with you because I'm thinking about me and what I look like, and I can't even think about you. And it's on us, and it's on everyone, not addicts, not normal people, it's on everyone. If you want connection, see what's blocking it in you. If you want love, see what's blocking it in you. See what it is that you're concerned with rather than love. What are you concerned with rather than connection? And I say, you're going to look, and if you observe it for a week's period, you're going to come back to me and say it's all image. I see it. And when you see it, you'll be able to change it. When you see it, you'll be able to improve it. When you see it, you'll be able to kind of relax and go, whoa, this is deep. So that's what this group, if you want connection, work at it. Nobody's coming for you. It's nobody else's responsibility to connect with you. It's yours. It's yours to connect with others. Like I tell you, you want a good mom, be a good son. You want a good dad, be a good son. You want to connect with your family? Connect with your family. Don't wait. It ain't on them. So here's the work. I think that's recovery. Maybe I'm wrong. Somebody asked me today what the curriculum was, and I said it's connection, and I said it's seeing what's in the way. It's looking. And for me, I couldn't do this talk if I hadn't laid in bed and looked at what's blocking me when I'm stuck. If I haven't really, really looked for myself, because I have. So anyways, I hope you guys kind of take a look and either disagree or have challenges to it or don't, or whatever you do. But please take a look this week. Enjoy your week, and thank you for being here.
Damn, this is too crazy, Saucy.